The time has come for the lioness to tell her own story.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. The king of kings and the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. I left himself. Where's my ruler? Hey yo! Yeah, hail him high, hail the black king, born the 23rd of July. So tell them guy, who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your night. From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them come spread out them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill. The lion will come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, and I strive, see sufferation, and I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come to tell them in a Toronto, straight at
Okay, so the Empress Menen I-Treat Leadership I-Treat is a 3-day I-Treat which is held around Empress Menen's Earth Strong. This year is going to be March 28th through March 31st. And so this is an opportunity for Rastafari women of all ages, because the youngest we've had is 15, the eldest is 70, to come together to focus on their spirituality, their growth, their leadership workshops that Rastafari women partake in. I created a model called the Empress Menen I-Treat Leadership Model, which is a model that rests on 3 founding leadership styles that I, based on my study of Empress Menen's life, have identified. One of them is exigency leadership, which is leadership that she employed in situations of emergency. Another one is iritical leadership, you understand? And then another one is truths and rights leadership. So, you know, within leadership, the study of leadership, there are all different types of leadership: transformational, facilitative, democratic. So I thought, as a Rastafari woman, if I examined what I perceive to be the leadership patterns of Empress Menen, that I could develop a model. So I have the model. It rests on 3 pillars, but the 3 pillars, they're offshoots of it, which are 18 tenets. So I walk sisters through what this type of leadership is. We talk about when you should employ, because you won't employ all 3 at the same time, right? Based on circumstances, you'll employ a particular one. So they go through the leadership model. They have workshops on economics, workshops on self-care. What does it mean to have a ritual as a part of our life as Rastafari women? The leadership retreat is a time for the Rastafari woman to no longer be an addendum. A lot of times we attend these workshops, Panafrican workshops, and we might be the only Rastafari woman at the conference. Well, no longer do we need to be on the periphery, because clearly we have our own ideologies. We have our own additions to the lexicon. I'm a Rastas. Rastas stands for Royal, Ethiopian, that's with an A, Sistren, exemplifying stately strength. And I always say, where there's a Ras, there's a Rastas. Where there's a Jah, there's a Jahs. So Rastafari women, during this time, we're sequestered. We don't go anywhere. Food is bubbled. If we do go anywhere, we rent a van and we travel to wherever we're going. But it's a very islandful time. And the synergy that is created is remarkable. Sister report going back home and not even being able to regulate themselves for like a full 2 strong. They're riding so high, the vibration is so high. So I really want to be able to share that information, with your viewers. This will be our 5th year. And we're looking forward to, at the most, we've had 25 sistren.
Wow.
Yeah, just a beautiful, it is the first of its kind.
I've seen pictures and it looks very royal, you know? Very royal. How can people tap in Two, I only have a 5% female viewership. I'm going to be very honest.
Okay.
According to YouTube statistics. But a lot of Rastafari sistren do reach out to I and say they love the content. So how do sistren tap in to the I?
Well, they can reach I at Lalibela Institute.org.
That will be up on the screen. So
and LalibelaInstitute.com. I'm on Facebook, Old School.
Yes.
Up under my name, Jahzani Kush. And I'm very personable. You know, ones reach out to I respond. You know, I'm just, you know.
No, and I can vouch for that. Very, no airs, very down to earth. No pretense. So in terms of what is the cutoff time? We're filming this in late June. What is the cutoff time for them to register for this year's I-Treat?
The flyer will go out July 23rd.
Okay.
They will have until January. We have payment,
nice.
You know, offerings, and so all they have to do if they're interested, and they'll love it. First of all, many of the sisters who come, I don't know them at all. But the warmth that I create, we're renowned for that. You know, it's just love. You're safe. If you're a king man and you're thinking, hey, you say you have a mostly male viewership. Somebody might say, I want my queen to attend that. Fear not. We took you up from the airport. You know, you're there with us for the 3 days. We return you home safely, and you're all the wiser for having attended, you know. So, January will be the cutoff. So they'll have really from July to January.
Which is reasonable.
Yes, and the price is reasonable too. It's $450. That includes 6 to 8 ITIL organic meals. That includes your transportation to and fro oftentimes, but definitely your housing, your gift bags, your materials. You can't get a I-Treat for $450 like that any place, but I know it's Rastafari, so we're being economical.
And that's very powerful. I know several sisters who have been multiple times and they rave about the I-Treat, so it's definitely something that we need. And again, it's about building these institutions within the immunity so that we have these type of outlets for the next generation, because we don't see a lot of young sisters coming up in the trend, and we really need to exemplify, because I find the culture for young sisters right now is very toxic, it's very sexualized. I have a daughter who's 15, so I'm in the heat of it when I'm listening to the music. You know, and I don't want to be a hypocrite, because we were listening to all type of music. I told you about Luke earlier. When I was her age, I can't say what we were listening to. But when you're a parent and you're listening to your children with this low vibration, low frequency music, and then we don't have an alternative, it doesn't sit well, you know. So I'm glad that the AI has been putting this in place in terms of institutions that we can even send, you know, young sisters to be around with that Rastafari energy. So make sure tap in. We'll have a link in the description as well that you can tap in. Any final songs to the family, to the Lion Pride that I just want to share. And this is the first. Get used to seeing this sister. We're gonna do some more activation. I'm very blessed to have this initial reasoning, but this is not the end. This is the beginning. So please, any final song?
Well, I just would like to say to the audience, you know, this is the time for the Rastafari man and the Rastafari woman to truly unify.
Yes.
There should be no divisiveness. However, in order for that to be accomplished, Haile Selassie I talks a lot about the new race mandate, or I have deemed it as the mandate, right? The final charge, right? Of, you know, I becoming something that I education, our experiences have never prepared I for. So that's going to take a reframing of gender issues, or gender, the way that we view gender roles. Really and truly, it's about the fittest of the fittest. It's about who can stand, who can do what, right? Who's the most effective. And as far as I'm concerned, that's going to be the glue, and that's going to be the cohesiveness to helping Rastafari catapult itself to be able to meet that final charge of becoming members of the new race. And that's basically what I would say. And I would really like to commend the eye again, Dejazmatch Kwasi, for even having these frank conversations.
Yes.
We're not going to always agree,
No.
but what's important is that our philosophies and our opinions get out, and your platform is surely doing that.
Yes.
So give
and
thanks
high
for
level
that.
Rastafari reasoning, because
Yes.
we have these reasonings all the time amongst ourselves.
Right.
But we come from a generation, we didn't want to put camera on anything, so
Right.
we don't do ourselves any service in a digital age, keeping all of this to ourselves,
Right.
because the other people are airing their philosophies and opinions every day on the internet. So I don't really see a space where these high level Rastafari reasonings can live. So that's one of the things I want to do with this platform, because this is par for the course. We, Rastafari people, we reason like this all the time.
Right.
It's love and fire. That's how we chart, especially in the Naya Bingyada. So this is nothing new, but in terms of it being televised and recorded, we haven't done that, and I say we've done ourselves a disservice in terms of public relations.
May I share the book really quickly?
Yes,
just to
please,
show,
Yes.
because this book in particular,
Mhm.
well, this one, and I'll let the audience see
Beautiful, and we'll zoom in on it too.
it. Give thanks. This
Mhm.
book particularly deals with the ascension of the Jah-S in Rastafari,
Mhm.
because she has to be placed on her rightful throne,
Mhm.
right? Even in the iretical and spiritual realms. However, in accordance with what Dejazmatch Kwasi and I are reasoning
Mhm.
about, this book is a Rastafari love story,
Okay.
where the characters deal with what it is that I and I are reasoning about,
Okay.
what it means to come together to be able to make the decisions that are necessary in order for two very powerful individuals, Michael Selassie
Mhm.
and Adeola, to be able to go forward and become members of the new race. So
And
I'm talking
glad.
about it and I'm writing about it
And
too.
I'm glad.
Yeah. And it's last said the first of the Almighty. When they are set thrones of judgment to judgment, thrones of the house of the great King David, I shall pray for the peace of Ethiopia and Africa. Yeah. Well, every night, argument, morning come, sorry about an argument. No make your heart get hard like some sweat cement. Black woman got to exercise patience. Every night, argument, morning come, sorry about an argument. No make your heart get hard like some sweat cement. Black man got to exercise patience. Got to change the frequency. Seems like we disagree frequently. Mama shopping spree interfere with school fee. Daddy they a dance a floss for Hennessy. Every night them fight mostly over money. Who gonna stand up fight for the family? Haile Selassie, might of the Trinity. Gone with his queen with a baby in her belly. Still every night argument, morning come, sorry about a argument. No make your heart get hard like some sweat cement. Black woman got to exercise patience. Every night argument, morning come, sorry about a argument. No make your heart get hard like some sweat cement. Black man got to exercise patience. There's no need to raise your voice. Let's live in a one harmony. Together we can make that choice to live as one family. And please don't disturb the children's sleep. Be careful what you say, remember words cut deep. Sometimes it's better if you just sit in silence. Time to end this cycle of violence.